Good morning, everybody. It is almost said Sunday. It is Monday the 16th. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I've actually been up for roughly a half hour, 25 minutes to half an hour. Um, I'll explain why here in a second. The reason why I'm up so early is I woke up twice last night. Once was like, just dawn, like 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little bit earlier. Um, Nobody else had gotten up yet. Mom didn't even get up. Mom's birthday was okay. Um, she wasn't feeling so good. It's that time of year we all get our creeping cruds or issues in one form or another that make us a little you know. So instead of going out, she opted to order in, and we got IHOP. I either forgot to throw this or didn't put enough honey, but it's all right. Or it's just me. I don't know. It's tea instead of coffee this morning. Why I opted for tea, I don't know. I should have had coffee. But yesterday was one of those days where it was just like, it seemed like the whole house felt a little overwhelmed or under pressure, or just everybody in the house wasn't feeling all that great. Mom had her yearly allergy, whatever it is that I get sometimes. Jerry was under the weather. She was feeling a little blue. I was just kind of like, me personally, I wasn't feeling negative, but I wasn't really feeling positive. I was just kind of feeling like coasting through the day. I had basically told myself that because today we're going to start our yearly, I'm sorry, we start our yearly cookie bake. And basically what we do is we make a couple batches of a variety of different Christmas style cookies, and we send it off to family and friends. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera because I keep on looking at this going, ugh. I haven't had a cold sore like this in a couple years, but I know I get them every year. I get a cold sore, and most of the time I can keep them under control. But this year it seems to be extra. So yesterday was kind of like a type day. Today, because we're doing our cookie bake off, and I'm hoping everybody else feels better. But I woke up early, and I've said that already a couple times. I'm sorry, but I woke up early. I don't know why I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning the first time. The second time I woke up, which was 8:30, I had this odd dream that just for some reason spurred me to get up and get going. But I'm sorry. In the dream that I remember, basically, it was I was I was some kind of it was either some kind of military or I was in command of some kind of boat, some big ship, not just a little boat, but I mean I'm talking about USS Enterprise, city-sized ship. But it wasn't the fact that I was in command of the ship. It was the fact that I was somehow ended up wandering around the ship aimlessly. Well, not really aimlessly, but wandering around the ship looking for my cabin or command office, or wherever you want to put it, captain's quarters, however you want to put it. And I just couldn't find it. I just kept on wandering around the boat. But the thing about it was certain sections that I wandered through weren't something you'd typically find on like a military ship. There was a library, there was a school, there was a not really a zoo, but like an aquatic, not even an aquatic, more like birds, lots of birds for some reason, and a variety of them. And it just, when I woke up and I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I know exactly why I had that dream. Because for the last, I say, week or so, I have been doing things either aimlessly or without a final destination, not finding the end of the trip or the end of whatever. So it's kind of like, okay, I need to, basically, it was like, I need to focus. I need to decide where I'm going or how, or what I'm doing, what my final project is, or the finishing of projects, instead of just listlessly aiming wantonly and not focusing on the path that I need to be taking. So, yeah, I finally figured out what one of my dreams is supposed to be or trying to tell me. So, it also kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, it also kind of connects with today's Bible passage, which I will get to shortly. See, this is the issue that I think my dream was trying to tell me. Is sometimes I know what I want to do, but getting the straight and narrow, or finding the right method of getting to the end destination. Yeah, that might need some more honey before I can finish it. But today today's going to be somewhat busy, and I have a feeling by the time I get to sit down and relax and enjoy my video game or anything else, I'm gonna be working my fanny off, because even though the three of us work together in tangent to help each other out with the cookies, Jerry does most of the mixing and using the mixer and basically getting everything put together. Mom and I run around getting the different components, and Mom and I, depending on how my mom feels, we do the running. Oh, sorry, the running back and forth to put the cookies in the oven, deep pan the cookies, that kind of thing. So I've got to try to clean up and straighten up the kitchen so we can put the cooling racks and whatnot around, and then get the cookie straighten up the freezer so we can put the cookies in the freezer. Get the storage containers for the cookies down from the cabinets. There's a lot of pre-prep that we got to do, so it's a day-long project. So I'm probably going to be waking Jerry up as soon as I'm done with this. Yeah, this video. I got to run out and get at least 2 dozen eggs. I just don't know where the money's going to come from. I got to wake everybody up, and especially Jerry, to see if she can tell me what card to use, or is it coming from our personal accounts, or is it coming from the house account? But it shouldn't cost us more than $10 for whatever ingredients we might need, unless there's more that Mom hasn't said anything about. But anyhow, before I get to the Bible, I'm going to answer 2 questions. One of them actually just came through moments ago. But the first one, I hope I say this name right because of the letterings and whatnot. I'm going to pronounce it Karen. It's spelled Karyn. So, Karen, something like that. I guess she lives in California because she mentioned that California has mandated to wear masks, and she wonders why the rest of the states haven't. Well, at this point in time, just like under Trump and I don't know if it's under Trump or Biden this time around. But Trump had basically when he finally got the big picture, brain fart, however you want to put it. Basically, Trump basically had every state make the final decision on if they're going to mandate wearing masks or not. I think the whole nation should be underneath that mandate, not just individual states. This is not a one state, one location, one bad case of corona. It is an international. In fact, I was reading earlier that there is a rise in coronavirus cases, and it's not just in the states. It's globally again. Wave 2, wave 3. I don't know what wave we're under, but it's one of those things. It's like, okay, it started in China, and it got to us, and we were not smart about it. And I think if this is the second wave, it came from us because we did not do a lockdown like other nations did. Now, somebody had voiced that the reason why they don't want it, or the reason why we shouldn't do a full blown lockdown, is because of jobs and people getting kicked out of the homes and just economics. Basically boiled down to economics. I can understand the concern about the economics, but look at some of our fellow nations, and I don't mean just individual countries. I mean continents. All right, Europe. I think just about every country in Europe did a full blown lockdown. Their economics did not dwindle. Their economics didn't go to pot. We would, so I think if the country, and this country, not other countries, I think if this country was smart and basically did a full shutdown and basically said not to worry about, rent getting paid and things like that, just that everybody basically goes, look, we're under a crisis. Don't worry about paying your rent. Don't worry about your utility bills. Don't worry about any of the concerns other than, food and taking care of yourself. But there's the problem with this country is there's too many greedy people who want the money and don't care about their fellow man. That's one of the many reasons why I'm not happy with this country, because most people in this country, most corporations and companies and landlords and those kind of people are more interested in the money than trying to help their fellow man. Because during the first lockdown in New York, the landlords and whatnot were more interested in getting their money and were kicking people out of their apartment buildings, which was stupid, because now you have a giant empty building that nobody's, you're not getting anything for. You're the one, that kind of stuff. New York did this situation where everybody was basically given a free pass for paying their rent, because everybody was in their homes, nobody was working. So why should people who aren't working be given some sort of leniency towards their rent policies? But again, the problem with this country, and I see both sides of the coin. I understand why the landlord wants his money for rent, because he has to pay for the utilities and whatnot, because that's usually included in most rent, and he couldn't do that. So the power company and whatnot was threatening to shut down services. That's when the government needs to step in and go, look, we're all under a crisis. We all have to tighten our belts for one reason or another. We're just going to wave off. We're going to basically have the utility companies basically not worry about collecting money for the use of utilities because, you know, if nobody can work, nobody can pay. So what I mean, the utility companies will continue on. They just might have to worry about, other ways of income. That and a factor. I mean, there's a lot of people in certain countries in Europe that, because of their either their lifestyle or their way of thinking, or just we all can easily. I mean, what's the movie I'm thinking about? I know it would be tough, but the movie is coming. Revelation, something along that lines, where everybody basically had no modern day conveniences. So we go back to reading books. We go back to actually hardcore work. I know my body probably would be a little unhappy about that, but we have to do what we have to do for survival. That simple. The next question is from, I don't recognize the name, so she might be a subscriber that I just haven't seen comments from. If you have made comments and I have not seen them, I'm sorry. For some reason, my YouTube is being obstinate when it comes to certain kinds of comments. Whether it's something I did to it or something it did to itself, I don't know. But anyhow, Starry Night is the person's name, and she asked about our hauls. Why haven't we been doing hauls? Well, I'll be honest with you, Starry. One of the main reasons why we haven't been doing a lot of hauls, except for maybe once in a while you'll see a grocery haul, is just simple. We're tightening our belts. I think I don't know when our next grocery pickup is, because we've been trying to spread them out due to, again, money, and we're trying to use what foods we have and pay our bills more. Granted, the money that we use for groceries is also the money we use for paying our house bills, because it's a house account. So the house account that we have set up, we each pay X amount of dollars into the house account, enough to basically pay for the mortgage, the utilities, cable, internet, basically stuff that the whole house uses comes out of the house account. As for personal items, that usually comes out of personal accounts. So personal items is like our medication, our cosmetics, which we don't use much of. It's more like medication and her Jerry Ann's Dollar Tree hauls, which we haven't gone to Dollar Tree in a while, mostly because of COVID and money. Jerry Ann and I and Mom are, this time of the year, have health issues that compromise our immune system. It's one of the reasons why this cold sore is worse than it was last year, because our immune systems have been compromised from our health. Everybody's immune systems are probably being compromised because of Corona. Now, I know I did a quick shopping run a couple days ago. I didn't film it because it was just simple stuff, stuff that we get all the time. The wipes, soda for me, some yogurts for me, creamer for Jerry, just little things. It was very small haul. Granted, it was expensive because of the factor I got a Breva, which is like $20. We got two different things, a Swerve, which $10, right? $10 a pop there. That and the factor the wipes were almost $8. It adds up. So I decided not to do it because it's just a quick, simple shop. But if you want to see even the littlest things like this, like I am going to go after I wake everybody up, or at least Jerry. Um, I've got to go and get a couple dozen eggs so we can do our baking. That in fact we're out of eggs, so we need them anyhow. Whether I run up to Aldi's to get them because they're the cheapest, or if I go up here to my local Price Chopper, which is a small chain of stores. I don't know how widespread they are, but yeah, or even Walmart. I don't know. I really don't want to go to Walmart again because last time I went into Walmart, I saw a couple items that I wanted to share with Jerry Ann for Christmas. Now I don't know if they're Jack Black's brand or what, but it was a beard grooming kit, and it had like lotion and a beard comb and I guess beard oil or some sort of. I didn't read the package because I was on a mission and it was getting close to time for them to close, but I wanted to stop and see if they still have it available, and well, all was in it, and it was a little bit over $5, $5 plus tax for the kit, and the one that I was looking at had like four different items in it. So I was kind of like, ooh, that would be a nice Christmas gift. In fact, I got a mess on this guest room bed that I have to clean off, so we can start putting Christmas gifts in there. But the problem is, if we have Thanksgiving the way that it sounds like we might have, I have to clear off this bed just for my aunt, or clean up this room just for my aunt because she's going to be here for Thanksgiving. In fact, Jerry Ann, I'm gonna release a little bit of a secret. Jerry Ann is more the thrift person in this house. She found out that Ibotta has a deal where if you buy, and it gives you a list of things to buy, the various items on the Ibotta shopping list for Walmart, you get a Thanksgiving dinner practically for free. You buy it and you go through Ibotta, and Ibotta reimburses you the money that you spent for a small Thanksgiving dinner. With it, basically, it's a, what did she say it was? It was a can't remember the company name, but it's a turkey. It's a turkey breast, all the fixings for green bean casserole, and a couple other different side dishes. I can't remember exactly what they are off the top of my head because she was the one who told me about it. So it's kind of like, okay, and it's enough to feed, what, how many? 6? Wow, okay, so we will have some leftovers. But that's the way we might go. Sorry, I'm making a boo-boo lip because this coffee mug, which has been well used to have right here the name Zerkat, or not Zerkat? Zerkat, which was a German restaurant in Mesa, Arizona that my father and mother discovered after we moved out there, and it was one of our favorite restaurants to go to. That and the Chinese restaurant called Little Dragon. So it used to have a picture of a German Tudor-style house with the name Zerkat and the phone number for the restaurant, and I think even the address. But after 35, no, closer to 40 years ago, I would have been 19. So a little over, no, 40 years ago I was 9. So yeah, just about 35 years ago. Yeah, 30, somewhere in between 35 and 40 years ago is when we got the mug. So it's taken that long for it to finally wear off. I'd love to go out there and visit family in Arizona and check out my old stomping grounds in Paradise Valley, as well as seeing if the restaurant's still there in Arizona. But under these conditions of Corona, travel, I don't say travel is ill advised, but if you're going to be traveling from state to state, or you're going to travel and stay in any state, I would advise you contacting the local authorities to see if you need to go through any kind of process. Like when we went to New York, it was a basically they wanted to know where you're going to go. Are you going to be there? Are you going to self quarantine for 14 days? How long are you going to be there? And what all are you going to be doing? And being as we said, we're staying with family, we're going to be with family the whole time. We're only going to be there for a week. So self quarantining in New York for 14 days is not something we can do. So every day they would call us to see, are you showing signs of corona? Where have you been? Blah blah blah, yada yada. So yeah, if you're gonna go visit family or whatnot for the holidays, find out what each individual state or where you're gonna be staying. Find out if they have any kind of like paperwork or anything you have to carry with you, or anything you have to do just to stay for a couple days. Whether it's you fill out paperwork and they call you just to check, that kind of thing. New York was on. I really think because of New York's situation and population density, they really wanted to keep track of all visiting people just to make sure that either A, they weren't spreading the virus, or B, they weren't contracting the virus. So, yeah. Anyhow, let's get to the meat and potatoes. And I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize now. This video is already at 20 minutes, 27 minutes, and it's going to be a little bit longer. I may have to learn how to basically make this a two-parter. Actually, I got a better idea. I just had a brain idea. I'm going to end this video now, but I'm going to put in a second video, and I'm going to try to put both of them out today on just the Bible reading. So if you enjoyed this conversation, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the comment box. If you're a new subscriber, hit the subscribe button. A little bell will pop up, and then when you click on that bell, YouTube will let you know when I put in a new video. So until next time, or later on this evening, have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.